ground, but the mind's online. Circus breathe where the forests shine. Tennis streams through the rivers wide. Nature coded the future alive.
Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
And how about events that are available to them?
Okay, level 4 already for Yi1. Esmeralda as well there. There should be a free turtle. There should be no chance unless Gary steals it away. Let's see.
I don't know if Gary can get there in time. He's already used. Oh, he does! Goes in with retribution out from Super Ken as Chiku picks up a kill. They're going to be going for more a kick, not in the direction, but it doesn't matter. Valens lives despite under the turret. They pick up 2 plus a turtle. Gary wants to take more. He's going to go ahead and grab himself a purple buff from DFYG.
Don't worry, LaFell. Ice
For the turtle here. Valens looking for a setup. Whoa, in the gold lane too. A little 1v1, but they are. For the turtle here. Valens looking for a setup. Whoa, in the gold lane too. A little 1v1, but they already started up around the turtle. E1 gonna have to back off. That feathered airstrike won't hit anybody. No use there. A jump from Zed. Fell on the chase. Chiku will survive. They pull off the turtle, but after getting a kill, CG should have the green light for this one.
Funny. Like, the feather airstrikes have just been missing. Fell?
Oh, Fell, even with a vengeance. There's 3 members of CG here. He does try to get away, but Chico will go ahead and secure that kill. And now a feathered airstrike. Drop down this time. Super Ken to follow through. Finally getting something for DFYG. But Lord, Gary, can he get here in time? He's so far away. Super Ken will secure the Lord. A jump. Chiku trying to survive, popping off the bolts here. But he had to flicker out.
So the scaling. Oh. I was waiting for an answer there. But yes, the Harris, we did say that it was going to struggle already, right? Up against the Claude and the Farsa.
Valens goes in with a flicker, trying to get a kick. He's going to get AOG taunted with the Unbreakable, get zoning in. But meanwhile, Vel will fall. Good damage coming through from Amzik. And now Gary caught with the stun, and Lung jumps in with the blazing do it, but he's going to get kicked. And now Lung in trouble as he falls. The trade 3 for 2. And CG Esports, they'll go to start this Lord. Super Ken is still up with a retribution, though.
But that was the best kick I've seen from Valens so far.
Yes, sir. Free Lord because of it as well. The instant punish from CG. I don't know which one was like the one I should highlight. The botched initiation or the fact that Dianfengyaoguai lost that fight.
Dianfengyaoguai, definitely. Because I kind of feel like that.
Because it's what?
Yeah, we're going to be looking at an instant read
There you go.
here. Right? Let's break this down. It was a botch engage coming in from a CG, but then we got to look at the response here. They were all focused on Valens, and all the while, Amzik was all alone, able to deal damage. He won a lot of damage onto Gary, got caught, got stunned up, and Lung, I understand why he had to make the move, because if he cleaned that up, they would have won.
For sure. And now they're knocking on doorsteps.
What happens here? Lord's gonna go charge in. Mount Trucker already used to. The Lord's gonna actually be cleared out very quickly. Good clear. Gary will jump in. Oh, Phantom Execution. Lung has to flicker out. And now in the mid lane, Amzik trying to stay alive, but he's taking it down. Revitalize coming in clutch here from Zed. He'll take some damage. They're gonna run him down. I'm not sure if E1's going for an angle here too. Way on the sides. They want to force this fight. Knowing without Amzik, maybe they can take it. Gary trying to help Ye3 out. Ye3 consecrate there to heal back up. Gary now trying to get away. Lung jumps in. Blazing duet. The damage is there. They'll take out Valens and Ye3 next. Double for Super Ken.
That was honestly amazing coming in from Dianfengyaoguai, catching the mistake of CG Esports and Amzik on this pick, on this Harif. Actually, you know what? The entire of CG Esports. The bane of their draft right now is honestly that Gato Kacha. Every single time someone dies, they got taunted, right?
Yeah.
CG needs to stay calm and not get taunted. Don't put themselves in a situation where they're gonna get free hit by E1, because the entire game E1 had struggles with that. But the moment Zed was able to catch either Gary or Amzik, that's GG. It's over. Like at this point, Farsa really hurts. It really does feel like a meteorite to the face.
Yeah, it's... I don't know what to talk about sometimes in these fights, because it really just feels like in that fight as well. CG had the siege.
Yep.
It looked really good. They can back away after losing one, but then they just stayed, right? So right now they should just respect it. Amzik on the Harith. This is a very difficult game to pull off.
Yeah.
Gotta remember, the Esmeralda, the Farsa, and the Claude, all of those are counters. The fact that Long is going to build out towards the winter crown is going to be an even bigger problem later on for Amzik. So Amzik at this point needs to try to adapt in a way where he plays the Harith as an assassin. He comes in very late into the fight once those abilities have been
So you flicker forward, summon force, kill Yi1, and then die, and then let everyone else do their job.
No, like the proper assassin, not that kind of assassin where you die together with your opponent. You have to come in late. So when all the resources are built, you come in, you clean up. Kind of like a Benny Cutie playstyle where you come in very, very late. So yeah, good thing is for CG, they've managed to actually weather the storm to a point where now Dianfengyaoguai won't have the far lane advantage, right? The base turret that was taken was the one up top, so the Lord is spawning up top. Now CG have a way to deal with waves, and in the bottom lane is actually building for CG that slow push.
Well, let's see what old Valen's going to get spotted out here. Brought so low already. I'm not sure if Valen's going to be able to get away from this. Feathered Airstrike dropped down already. Zaman Force as well. So some crucial ultimates on both sides being used. This fight for this Lord, though, still going to be slow and steady. And we'll see if this time Gary's been able to steal these objectives. We'll see if he goes for this one.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. Oh, hold on. The Lord is still there. Gary has been winning this Retribution battle so far.
Is he going to go for it? I think, yeah, okay. Goes for the reset. Got the call. Just back off. We need these ultimates.
Yeah, bottom lane, someone's going to have to deal with that. Actually, it might be building back for Dianfengyaoguai towards CG Esports because the wave was actually super low. Let's see how that unfolds. We'd love to see a camera down there to actually confirm what's happening in the bottom lane because that will be the determining factor as to who wins out.
Oh, Holy Crystal as well for Chiku, so should be able to deal with Vel. But look at him behind. Chiku got hot.
There's the jump. AOG already used by Zed. Taking quite a bit of damage. Goes in with the Unbreakable. Goes a little bit too far. Pops the Revitalize. He's in trouble. Gary gets the Lord secured. Lung is gone. Zed is gone. And CG Esports will take down 3. They're going to be going for Vel as well. Yi1 so low. He's got to disengage and get back to base. Vel has enough shields and defensiveness. He's going 1v3 now. And with Lord secured, CG will just go ahead and get ready to go with the Lord.
And now just don't throw, right? You got the Lord. Gary's still there. Yetri is still there. It's unfortunate that Chico and Valens will not be here. And yeah.
They got to deal with that wave and base too.
They should be able to, yeah, he can feather airstrike that one.
Oh, Yi1, whoa, Yi1! With the feathered airstrike, he gets caught standing there. The Lord is still up as well.
So when I say flicker forward, get Yi1, not exactly how I thought it was going to be, but hey, it happened.
And it was good.
They bought enough time.
And they clear out the bottom lane as well. Great cut by Vel, and great decision by Yi1 as well, not to back off. He just stood his ground so that CG couldn't go for the end.
Oh, I don't know if they're actually going to continue to put pressure, knowing that Yi1's down for another 15 seconds. No flicker available for Valens, so they can't quite force it, but they will get the base turret on the bot. CG sees the win in their sights. Can they actually end it, though? Trying to clear out the minions. DFYG holding on. They might re-engage, or they just take the safe route and let things reset.
I like that CG actually took it slow there because, again, you could easily throw there, and at 19 minutes, that's an instant win for Dianfengyaoguai. They could just all mid, especially if Lung does not die.
Exactly. Again, the scaling for Dianfengyaoguai is getting really, really good. We do have a pause, so we actually have a little bit more to dissect here. I would actually say, again, an advantage is an advantage, right? They were able to get the gold lead back. They were able to get some good turrets. The fact that they didn't get the turret they needed for the next Lord, because if you look at the map, Lord's going to be spawning in the bottom side. So more advantage, more value you would get from getting the top side base turret. Now it's actually still Dianfengyaoguai who hold the advantage, not just the scaling, but the waves. Earlier, it was very, very botched for Dianfengyaoguai. They didn't really want to send anyone down below to manage that wave, and the wave kept on crashing in. That's why CG just got the advantage, and they just pushed through. But now, it's going to be completely different. They have a slow push up top. That means the Lancelot, out of all the people, I think it should just be the Lancelot, will be sent up top to constant clear, and that gives a big window for the Eastern Shin to burst out Lord.
Not only that, but you saw from that last fight when they delayed it, and one of the stories, the main points for DFYG throughout this game is Zed on the Ganakacha.
Yeah.
Well, you saw what happened there. If he is also off on the timing with his AOG, he popped the Revitalize, he get focused in, he's not able to actually catch anyone, you lose such a big component of what's been working for their lineup, you know, and even Lung. Lung got blasted, man. And, you know, unfortunately for him, by the way, he had the winner's crown, right? I mean, he had it, but still, he was just gone so quickly. And I feel like, again, it's the team fights this whole game have kind of been a little just all over the place, you know? And it's really like whoever comes through with the less errors is going to win that one.
That's why I feel like for Zed, he should play it differently. Like, he's been constantly going in, and it has worked, but he needs to know that in positions where you're not chasing, in positions where you're actually trying to just hold your ground around Lord, you should be peeling for your Claude, for your Farsa, and for your Yi Sun-shin, right? It's all about the three backliners here. I think Vel's gotten to a point where he can actually, he's a big boy. He can handle himself. He doesn't need Gatakacha to constantly babysitting him.
Vel is a strong, independent woman, by the way.
In this game, yes.
Yeah, I really feel like for CG, even though Lung is the biggest threat right now, they have their eyes on Zed. Because you can see, once you see Zed using that Unbreakable, either to try and catch or run away, that's the one where CG gets a little bit more aggressive. Because they understand they only lose if they get caught by that Unbreakable, if they get taunted. Other than that, they should be able to maneuver around and deal enough damage to, I would say, the main damage dealers of Dianfengyaoguai. So yeah, Zed really has to be careful with his timing. The longer the game goes, the more important timing becomes.
Peel for your backline, Zed. Yi1, Lung, and Super Ken are all very vulnerable. If the Lancelot gets back, there's no one to stop him, so at least you need to be using the Revitalize to heal them back up, especially considering Gary, by the time he gets to the backline, he would already have punctured Vel maybe twice, and then Zed once. So that means like stacked up on the War Axe, stacked up on the puncture as well. And that's why you saw Lung also. He couldn't react to it because he didn't expect that much damage. That's something with the Lancelot, right? The longer the fight goes and the more he's able to build up before he gets to you. Once he gets to you, you're popped.
Yeah, and I feel like something that CG has to be careful of is all this Winter Crown. Because worried that they might use everything.
Yes.
And then they just have nothing.
Yeah, and that's why the positioning around this next Lord is so important. You know, and for a while, you got to remember that Lord earlier on, taking down that base turret up top, now plays a part into this next Lord take for CG Esports. But I think, you know, it's almost more so for DFYG not to overextend in a way, not to get a little too overzealous, and at the same time, utilize the defensive options they have here. So that purple will be taken. Gary's got that under control. They're going to make this way to this Evolve Lord.
Knowing CG, they're probably thinking, how do they end the game with a backdoor?
Look at Balance, look at Balance. This could be it, this could be the winning play.
He might go right wherever G1 sets up, Oh,
Oh.
Balance is going to go for it. He gets the G-Code. No, and the kickoff, too. Lung is gone. Flicker not used or anything else. But the fight's still going to be breaking out as E1 picks up a kill with a feathered airstrike. But Super Ken is out of the picture as well. And CG Esports will go to the mid lane. They use the flicker out. E1, no feathered airstrike with Vel. They're going to wait for this minions to push in, and CG Esports, they'll just go for it. Ye3 tanks up the damage, but Gary can end it here as they go for the sweep, sending DFYG out of M7.
Unfortunately, this does mean Dianfengyaoguai is the first team to get eliminated. And for CG, even though they won here, it's not over yet. They just have one win. They need to win 2 more to get to the knockout stage.
GG for Dianfengyaoguai. They've tried their best, but yes, they have been eliminated from M7. That last moment was crazy by Balance, man. That position that he was holding, that could have been the game winner, and it ended up being the game winner.
I said he was going to go for maybe a redemption, man.
Yeah, that's redemption right
That's
there.
redemption right there.
I would say that's definitely a maybe redemption.
Maybe, yeah, because there was a couple
Did it
plays.
make up for yesterday's play?
Yeah, it's still a good play. You know,
yeah.
you get Lung. By the way, it's crazy because you have a flicker and you have a winner crown, man.
Yes.
But that was 2 team fights, big team fights, where Lung was just taken out.
Yeah.
I feel like he has too tunnel vision on something else. Like, I think he's too tunnel vision on his own positioning.
Yeah.
That sometimes, you know, you just overthink it.
Yeah. And that means, by the way, this is back-to-back 0-3 performances for the Chinese representatives. Last year, it was KBG. This time it's